Hi Carson, my name is Madison. I decided to review your photos because you have a lot of things that are super cool. I like your nature focus. I really like nature, but I find it super hard to photograph because there's often a lot of elements that can get lost. So there's several good ones that I'm going to point out at first, and there's a couple that I think have a lot of potential that maybe some refocusing of the camera or some post editing could really bring them to life. So I'm going to go ahead and start with probably my favorite photo that you took, which is the first one. It sounds cliche. I don't know why I like this photo so much. I just really do. I could tell you took a whole lot of time setting up the focus on this, bringing the leaf to the front and making sure that the spider and the spider web was still intact kind of shows me that you didn't just do a post-edit manual blur. Now, mind you, while I can see some possible like photo editing in parts of it, I can tell that like this was something that took you a lot of time to focus on. Like I can see the effort here. I like the detail. I like the fact that like there is no question about where my eyes should go. Like I know exactly what you were trying to capture and you did a great job here. Like the color scheme, greenery is super hard in my opinion to take photos of. I think a lot of times they could just kind of get lost and you don't know where to look. So I think you did a really great job here, and you've done this with a lot of your photos. For instance, this one. This photo is a great kind of post-edit black and white, because I have a feeling if this were in color, it would just look like a basic photo. But the fact that you added a grayscale makes it look super artistic and kind of indie, much like this photo here. This photo just reminds me of like the perfect Instagram photo. You've focused in on your subject and it kind of looks like a from your point of view picture, which I really enjoy. I like how blurred the background is, where you can tell that, hey, look, I'm outside, you can still see the tree line in the background, I'm at the waterfront, but you also don't get lost in the fact that the front part of the image is definitely supposed to be the focus here. There are a couple images like this one where you've included the before and after, because I'm assuming that this is just the same photo, just cropped. But I like this one with the color scheme, but I definitely get lost in terms of where exactly you want me to look. I think it's a beautifully framed photo. I like the fact that the tree is kind of overlaying into the center of the photo. I like the definition between the tree line in the back, the water, the front tree on the left side of the screen, and and the paddle boat. But in this photo, I really like what you've done, adding some editing and including the pink paddle boat and really highlighting that focal point, because it really allows me to see what exactly you were focusing on when taking the photo. I know I personally have a bad habit of trying to blur everything that I don't want the viewer to see out, but I like what you've done here where you've not blurred anything, you've simply just highlighted it. So I think it's a very unique take. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down here because there's a couple images I wanted to touch on. This one in particular I love. I think this reminds me of like a photo that I would see in my grandparents' house. It's got a very like I don't mean this in a bad way, but it's got a very like 90s vibe with the color scheme. I think you've done a very good job here capturing the light at the time. You've got motion in the water. I can see the back part of the photo well, but the front part is not obscure. I can tell your focal point is definitely here in the center with the duck crossing. I think your placement in a lot of these photos here in this bottom section are great. I can tell that you've taken a lot of time in making sure that you align these photos properly and you didn't just snap them. There are a couple photos where I kind of got lost as to what you were taking pictures of. For instance, this is one of them. I don't know what this is, which could be user error. I like the shadow in the background and I like the artistic take, but I feel like it kind of looks messy, and I don't know, I personally am kind of guilty of just taking a photo and like I understand it, but maybe somebody else wouldn't understand why I took the photo. So that may be the case here, but these couple photos feel kind of really out of place, especially in your entire album. I feel like these were just quick snaps and don't exactly encompass with like the rest of your nature themes. So I feel like maybe this could have been used in a different photo assignment, because I feel like if you were to go that kind of robust image route, I feel like it should be separated from the nature heavy scene. Like this is a great photo. You've got the motion of the plane in the background. You've got yourself up in a lift. Like there's a lot of elements here I enjoy. I just feel like this is a weird part of the album where you really separate the nature heavy theme because we go back to nature. Beautiful photo here, great focus, but I feel like there's definitely some lack of consistency here. I don't know if that's because like maybe you changed your mind as like what you wanted to take photos of, or you were kind of like I can only take so many pictures of nature. But I feel like less photos, although it was for the criteria to get more photos, I feel like maybe you could have snapped a few more images of trees to keep it coherent rather than split it up with photos like this, which feel very out of place in this album. Overall, I think you did a great job. I think you have a lot of great elements here. I love the nature heavy aspect because I feel like nature is very beautiful and it's really fun to photograph. I think you did a great job making sure that you showed me what you wanted me to see. There's a lot of dynamic elements to your photos. I think you really thought about the photo before you took it in several of these, and I definitely appreciate the time it took to do so. So anyways, great job. I am looking forward to seeing your next shooting assignment.